Hi, this is Tim Clancy running for National Coordinator in the Mind's Eye Society. Question number 4, third rails in the club. I don't really know if I need to do a video response on this, but I will anyway. So like, share, follow, and join the Facebook group below. Again, all the comments are going to be in the video, all the links are going to be in the comments of the video. Let's get started. What do you consider the third rails of the club? Those items we fear dealing with, and will you touch them? I'm having a hard time saying this laughing because I think I'm most known for being the guy who like ran out and hugged those third rails. But let's get into it. So I think, what is a third rail? Some people have asked that because it's, think of it as like the sacred cows, the things that it's, everyone wants, but no one's willing to touch, and it gets really dangerous. And I mean, look at what happens when you touch a third rail. I've got people running around saying, I'm going to kill the club. I'm going to ruin it all. He's going to destroy it. And I get there's valid room for disagreement and debate, but one way you can tell you can touch a third rail is you get that kind of negative attention. And that's why I'm putting these videos out. I want to be seen, heard, and felt in this conversation. So let's talk a little bit. Obviously, I'm going to touch the third rails, right? But what are we talking about? So let's distinguish between ends of the club and means of the club. I talk about this in the text thing, but the ends are those intangible things we get: a shared sense of connection, safe, enjoyable gaming experience, relationship and fellowship with other gamers that last a lifetime. Those ends have stayed consistent for 27 years in this club. It was the same ends in 1992. I joined in 1993, so I'm going on my word here. But they've been the same ends throughout. Now, the means. How do we achieve those ends? Well, the means are things like Chronicle Play, membership class, VIP, approvals database, email list, regions. All these stuff are means to an end. I've been in the club long enough that I've been in the club when all of those things didn't exist. And you know what still mattered is those ends. Shared sense of connection, enjoyable gaming experience, relationships and fellows. The problem is these means, they're put in place at a point in time for earnest reasons to solve problems at that point. But if you become habituated and anchored to those means, that they are, and they become that the gap emerges, that they are no longer serving those ends, but you can't let them go because you become identified with those means. The only way you know how to get connection, the only way you know how to have an enjoyable gaming experience is through MC or Chronicle Play or something like that. That's when it becomes a third rail. And that's when the means become detrimental to the ends, because everything changes over time. There's always an adaptation. We need to be able to adapt the club. But I do want to take a pause here. I am hearing very clearly on the issue of concern of connectivity that the game, the Chronicle game, and the concern is without the Chronicle game, this end that we all want, this shared sense of connection will go away. I am hearing you. I am listening on you and to you, and I am thinking very hard about that. Clearly, we have gotten to a point where the connective tissue of this club is so much the game that people don't have that kind of fallback connectivity between members, and that's a real problem for the health of the club. So I'm hearing you. I'm hearing that concern. I'm recognizing it. If I'm appointed NC, I'm going to do a lot of work before the first referendum even comes to play. We got 6 months before the first referendum. I'm going to do a lot of work to make sure there is a sense of confidence that we will have something in place for that connectivity piece to replace, so that we won't be losing it when the Chronicle games go away. There's other ways to do it. There are other means to deliver that connectivity. It doesn't have to just be the Chronicle, but I've heard you, and we're going to do a better job of making that clear before any referendum comes up, even the first one. So make your voices heard, like, share, follow on the Facebook group below. And for the next video, it will be answer question number 5. Thanks a lot and have a good day.